Yo, what is going on, guys? This is Black Eagle from Snake Beater, back with a brand new video. Today, guys, I'm going to be giving you 5 quick tips for ranked mode in Apex Legends. This is part 2. I've already done one version, so if you haven't checked that out, check that out. It'll be in the end credits at the end of the video. But yeah, so there's 5 more tips for ranked. I got these tips before I went away on holiday, and now I've just kind of piled them together. The footage is from the last video I did, so you might recognize some of the footage. But anyway, let's jump straight into the video. If you do enjoy though, make sure you hit the like button, comment down below, and please subscribe. Apart from that, let's get into the tips. Tip number 1, loot well. Now, you want to basically make sure you're looting areas that have a big area where you can loot and then move on to another part, because obviously at the beginning of a ranked game, you're not looking straight away for fights, you're looking for armor. Okay, you don't want to be running around with regular armor the whole game. 2, you obviously need a short range gun and a long range gun. 3, you're going to need a good backpack, because if you don't have a good backpack, you're not going to be able to stock up on heals, you're not going to be able to stock up on armor. Therefore, in the late game, when you need those heals and you need those throwables, you need all those sort of things, you're not going to have them because you haven't got a good backpack, for example. Okay, realistically, in my opinion, you need at least blue armor before you start taking fights. You can do it with a regular armor, but if you end up coming up against a guy that then has purple armor, you're kind of screwed because you're straight away at disadvantage just because he's got better loot. So that's why I say loot well before you get into any sort of battles. Okay, loot a big area and then move on to somewhere else, or loot a small area and then move somewhere else. You need to look at where people are landing, because there's no point landing where there's quite a lot of people, because you're not going to get the loot, therefore you're not going to win the game. So tip number 1, loot well. Tip number 2, keep a close eye on the circle. Now, the reason why we say keep a close eye on the circle, you want to be always thinking about your position. You need to be thinking, right, in the next circle, where am I going to move to? Where do we need to be? Always look at that next circle, because it could be the reason you win or lose a game. Especially in the late stages, obviously the circle's getting smaller and smaller. You always need to be thinking, right, the time is about to hit. I need to move now so I'm in that position ready to go, because the last few circles hurt like a bitch and you don't want to be caught in them. So yeah, you basically need to be thinking, tip number 2, keep a close eye on the circle. Tip number 3, do not chase kills. Now, it is so easily done. You know, you've just killed 2 members of a squad and you see the third one running off in the distance. Do not chase the kills, okay? Realistically, in ranked, if you're going for a respawn later on in the game for those 2 teammates, or when they just say get to the late stages of the game, are they going to be a massive threat? Probably not. There's only one of them. Now, if you chase after that kill, because you've made such a big noise and whatnot, most likely you're going to get third party. You're not going to get that kill. There's honestly, that one player is not worth chasing. Do not chase after them, because they are not a threat anymore. They are literally just running off. They're scared. They're going to try and camp out for the rest of the game and get placements. They are not what you need to be worried about now. You need to be more worried about the extra squads that are around. You need to be thinking, right, we just got 2 kills there. Let's move on. So tip number 3, do not chase kills. Tip number 4, poke and reposition. Now, what poke and reposition means is basically you're going to be shooting at the enemy from long distance, as you normally would, you know, because you've got your long range gun. You're going to be poking away at them from distance with your teammates. And what the idea behind it is, if you can work together, you can keep poking at them, and therefore what you're doing is, 1, either making sure that they're going to end up getting killed by somebody because of the fact you've lowered them too much, or 2, you are going to end up wasting their heals, which are going to be crucial at the end of the game, because I promise you, in those last few circles, if you do not have heals, you are useless. And this is where it comes down to the whole point of poke and reposition. You poke, you get a few shots off of them, and then you move. Because if you stay in that one position where you've been poking, you should know for a fact the other teams are going to come over because they can hear you sniping away at this team. Okay, so tip number 4, poke and reposition. And my final tip, focus on enemies together. Now, if you're working together with your teammates and you're focusing away at an enemy, focus on just one. Ping which one you should all focus, which one's in the open. Because if you imagine this, right, if one of you manages to get the knock, imagine, say, for example, 3 longbows or a few triple takes, whatever you've got as your long range weapon. If you have downed that player and you've got 3 guys all lathering bullets into him, is he going to survive? most likely not, and then therefore your team's going to get that kill, and then that team is now going to be at disadvantage because they have now just lost a team member. So tip number 5 is focus on enemies together, and I promise you it will help you in the long run because you're going to lower down that squad's teammates. They can maybe go for a respawn, but let's face facts, in ranked, if you go for a respawn, you're going to have to do it very tactically, because as soon as people hear that respawn, they're going straight for it because they're looking for an easy kill. They want that easy point. So tip number 5, focus on enemies together. I really hope those 5 tips have helped you. I tried to make them and explain them as quick as possible. If you guys did enjoy the video though, make sure you hit the like button, comment down below, and please subscribe. If you want any more tip videos, any other topics you want me to cover, hit them down in the comments below, because it makes my life easier to think of a new idea of what you guys want to see. If you want to see part 1, make sure you check the credits at the end, or just hit up the channel and you'll be able to see it on there. But yeah, apart from that guys, I am back from holiday. I'm back on the rank grind. I'm going to try and get myself nice and high now. So yeah, I'm going to use my tips and get straight to it. Hope you guys enjoy it, and I'll see you in the next video.